Hello, this is Priyanka, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science. In this video, I'm going to explain about Java threads. Now let us see how Java programs are executed. The Java programs are executed sequentially, which means the execution starts here and it ends here. And most importantly, at any given point, only one statement gets executed. So first, this statement gets executed, then this gets executed, and it goes on. So this is a simple Java program execution. Now let's see what is multi-threading. A program is divided into many sub-programs, and all these sub-programs will be executed simultaneously. For example, let's take one project is assigned to one team. Okay, what that team will do is they will divide the project among themselves and they will start working simultaneously. So only then this project could be completed and delivered to the client on time. Not only that, the resources will also be shared by the team members. Now let's see how threads are helping in achieving this concept. Thread is similar to a Java program where it has a beginning, end, and a body. Execution will also be sequential. Thread is a lightweight process and it is independent process. So all the threads are executed independently. If suppose one thread fails, it will not affect the other threads. However, these threads will share the resources. For example, threads will share a common memory area. This multi-threading concept is called concurrency, where all the threads are executed in parallel. Every Java program will have at least one thread that will help us in executing the program. So same way here, we have a main thread. Okay, so in multi-threading, this main thread will create several child threads. So here three threads are created, thread A, thread B and thread C. These threads will be executed independently and they will share the resources. Now where these threads will be helpful? See this example. We have two processes to execute simultaneously. For example, we want to work in a Word document and also we want to print some other document. What happens here is we can send the task like printing into background and we will continue to perform any other task in the foreground. So one thread will be acting in the background and another thread will be in the foreground. So maximum threads are used in games where several features should be executed simultaneously. Let's see the life cycle of thread now. There are 5 different states. The first state is the newborn state, next runnable, followed by running, then blocked state, finally dead state. So first is the newborn state. Newborn state is a state where a thread gets created. Okay, from here you have only two options. One is either you can start the thread or you can kill the thread. How you will start the thread? You can start the thread using start method. Okay, so next is runnable state. Runnable state is a state where the threads will be waiting for the processor. So from the newborn state, using start method, the threads are pushed to runnable state. So here the threads will be waiting for its execution. Next is running state. Running state means that the processor has given its time to the thread for its execution. So this is the state where the thread gets executed. From the running state, you can push the thread to blocked state with these 3 methods. First is suspend method. If you want to suspend a thread, you can use the suspend method. So the thread will be pushed to blocked state. Now from the suspend mode, you can revert it back using the resume method. So resume method will push the thread from blocked state to runnable state. See this point very clearly. Thread will be executing. Okay, if you want to suspend, you will use suspend method and you will push the thread to blocked state. From the blocked state, you have to bring it back to running state. How you can bring it is, first you have to use the resume method. What this resume method will do is, it will push the thread from blocked state to runnable state. Okay, you cannot directly go to the running state. It will push it to runnable state. From runnable state, you can go to running state. Then, if you want to make your thread to sleep for some time, you can use sleep method. Okay, you have to mention the time in milliseconds. So now the thread will go to block state, wait there, and then it will again come back to the runnable state. You can also make the thread to wait for some time using wait method. And to revert it back, you can use notify method. So this method will push the thread to runnable state. Only from the runnable state, the thread will go to the running state. After running state, the block state. So when thread comes into block state, if you suspend it, or if you put your thread to sleep, or if you call wait method. These are the three options: suspend, sleep, and wait. So here your thread is blocked for some time. It is not dead. It is blocked for some time. Anytime you can revert it back to runnable state. Finally, dead state. After completing the execution, the thread will move to dead state. Or you can explicitly move your thread to dead state using stop method. So the life cycle of a thread ends in the dead state. So life cycle starts in newborn state and it will end in dead state. So this is a complete life cycle of a thread. Starts in newborn state and then it will be waiting in the runnable state. Then the execution will happen in running state. If we suspend it or if you make it to wait, it will go to block state. Finally, after its execution, it will go to the dead state. Now let's see how to implement multiple threads in Java. So see here, Java threads can be implemented by using thread class. So we have to extend the class thread. So here I have extended the class thread. The most important method in threads is run method. The run method should be invoked by any object along with its thread. The run method is the heart and soul of any thread. It is the entire body of the thread. Whatever you want to implement using thread, that you have to put inside this run method. So here we have used the class thread and we have overridden and we have used the run method inside this class. Okay. So this is the running state. Here is where the thread gets implemented. After creating the class, we have to create the thread. See here, this is the place where the thread gets created. After creating the class, we have to create the thread. Okay, so a thread is the name of the thread that we are creating using the class myThread. Okay, so this is the place where our thread gets created. After creating the thread, we have to move to runnable state. Okay, so here we are starting the thread. So a thread dot start. Okay, this is the point where our thread moves to runnable state. Now our thread will be waiting for the processor. From here, our run method gets executed, pushing the thread to running state. Let's see a simple Java program that explains all this. So we have created 3 threads here. Thread A, there is class A, class B and class C, which is extending the class thread. So inside this we have defined the run method. So here we are just incrementing the variable I and we are just printing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets printed. So the beauty is, let's see how this gets printed. Okay, so we have 3 different threads. Thread A, B and C. See, this is the main class. This is going to be the main class. So here main thread gets created. So this main thread will create 3 threads. Thread A, B and C. So here main thread will create this A, B and C. So A gets executed, then B, then C. So thread A is moving to runnable state here. Thread B is moving to runnable state. Thread 3 is moving to runnable state. So see the output. So this is the first execution. First time when you are executing. So first thread A gets executed. 1, 2, it's incrementing till 5 and thread A is over. Then thread B starts and it ends here and it's finishing its execution here. Then thread C starts and it's ending here. This order will not be followed every time. Okay, this is first time when you are executing. This is the order that was followed. See this, while executing second time, this is the order. If you take run 2, while executing another, this order will not be the same when you execute it again. So see here, we have started with thread A. Thread A got executed twice. Then thread B got its turn to execute. So thread B 2 increments, then thread C 2 increments. Again we are starting from thread A, again thread B, then thread C. So again at last thread A is completed here, then thread B is completed here. This is thread C. Thread C. Thread C got completed here. So here, this is the point where A gets completed, B and C. Again, if you execute it again the order will change. Okay. So this is how threads are executed. Okay. Simultaneously, all 3 threads gets executed. Okay. So this execution would be clear for you. Simultaneously, all these threads got executed and it will end at its own time. So first here A ended its execution, then B. So that's all about threads. Hope you understood. Thank you so much for watching.